We are getting a breaking input at this point. Pakistan condemns US strike on Iranian nuclear sites. Now, this clearly hints that Pakistan Army Chief Asim Munir versus Pakistan PM Shehbaz Sharif differences out in the open. Now, Munir dines with Trump, but Pakistan condemns the strike. I'm now joined by CNN News 18's Akansha Swaroop on this broadcast. Yes, Akansha.
Right. So if you go by the statement that's coming from Ishaq Dar, he said that these attacks are violating norms of international law and that Iran has a legitimate right to defend itself under UN Charter. It's an unprecedented escalation of tension and violence owing to ongoing aggression. We emphasize the imperative need to respect civilian lives and properties. All parties must adhere to international law, particularly international humanitarian law. Recourse to dialogue, diplomacy, and purposes of the UN Charter remain the only viable path. So Ishaq Dar very much, in fact, echoing the overall sentiment within the Pakistan Assembly. But what is very surprising is that it comes days after the US Army Chief Asim Munir had that meeting with the US President Donald Trump, where it has been clearly indicated that they are looking to Pakistan for logistical support, for intelligence sharing in their operation against Iran, because remember, there's a 900-kilometer border that Iran and Pakistan share. And so will Pakistan, in fact, to win over the United States over to their side, open those borders for access to Iran? That is a critical question. Remember, there's a sizable Shiite population in Pakistan as well. And as we all know, all of them look towards the Ayatollah Khomeini as their leader. And so this could also be a socio-religious concern for Pakistan, and for Pakistan to not condemn it would also lead to sectarian violence within Pakistan's Shiite population, which is very much against the U.S. actions. So Ishaq Dar was also somebody who carried out a resolution the day on 13 June after Israel carried out their airstrike. So we'll have to see how this now shapes up. Will Pakistan openly and actively step forward to jump to Iran's rescue? Are they in a position to do so? Because as we've already seen in that meeting, that Asim Munir is more than keen to appease US right now, because they need funding. As far as Pakistan is concerned, it's already in a state of financial doldrums. For how long can they afford to openly and actively support Iran is something we'll have to see.
But there is a clear difference of opinion, isn't it, Akansha, where one side we are seeing Asim Munir is dining with the US President Trump. At the same time, we are seeing that Pakistan is coming out and condemning the strike done by United States. So there is, in fact, somewhere a confusion between the army chief and the Prime Minister.
It is a verbal condemnation nonetheless, one that's been followed by a resolution that was passed by the Pak Assembly. And if they do not do so, this also questions the credibility of the so-called puppet government in Pakistan under Shehbaz Sharif. Remember, several of the opposition leaders have already started questioning why Pakistan is pandering to the United States president when it is challenging the security situation and openly threatening to destabilize the security as far as the border region between Pakistan and Iran is concerned. They also want to de-escalate the conflict, because remember, they do not want a situation similar to Afghanistan. Pakistan's had to really accommodate all of those Afghan refugees when the war happened then. So they are also fearing a similar Afghanistan-like situation if this conflict escalates, as it's appearing to be. There are going to be huge number of refugees coming in. It will also prop the Balochis. And if you look at the Baloch war front, that will also now gain out of an unstable region. And so several opposition leaders and several ministers from the Shehbaz Sharif government have been extremely vocal about it. But as we all know, this is a puppet government. How much of a say do these politicians have before Asim Munir, who is now turning into an army dictator, as has been amply evident? And right now he's more than willing to please the US president, who did not even honor him with a state visit. There were security challenges to Asim Munir's visit, and yet he went ahead with that meet. And many of us are aware of the fact that US has been asking for Pak assistance and in gaining access to Iran during this conflict, whether it is logistical support or intelligence sharing. How much of that is Pakistan willing to assist US with? That's a very critical question. It will also question Pakistan's own credibility among the Islamic nations, whether it's a Saudi Arabia,
All right.
UAE.
Absolutely. This is going to, of course, question the credibility of Pakistan at this point. Let me now go across to Tara Karta, the former director of NSCS. How do you see how there is, of course, a difference of opinion when it comes to Asim Munir, who is dining with President Donald Trump? At the same time, Pakistan is condemning the attack on Iran.
Pakistan's condemnation actually is an absolute copy-paste of the Chinese position. So that's what they're doing. But the note, it's very strange. There are no protests in Karachi or Islamabad. Normally the whole thing about the Ummah is getting attacked, you would find thousands of people on the streets. There's nothing. So either these people don't care for Iran, which I doubt, but it's also extreme state control. Number two, the Iran-Pakistan border has always been, for years, been an entry for all kinds of intelligence, including in one case, which I know, including Israel. They use that border to get into Iran and, for special forces, etc., intelligence evaluation. My problem is, what is Pakistan getting out of this? He had the lunch, he's been feted. Now, what is he going to give back? So that is, for me, is the question which we have to look on very carefully. Do they have a great relationship with Iran? Clearly not, because they attacked each other's sides. Pakistan has for years, operated, groups like Jaish-ul-Adl, which has gone and attacked into Iran. But, the curious fact here, which I really want to bring out, one in your show, one of the US interlocutors had said that, Iran keeps saying death to America, which is why we don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon. What do they think the Pakistanis were doing? When Gaza happened, they were burning US flags. They threatened that. The same thing is happening in Pakistan. So the hypocrisy here is very evident. On one, you're attacking Iran, but you're saying Pakistan is okay with it. So I am wondering, we'll have to watch carefully to see how the Baloch on the other side are going to act on the other side in Iran. That is the key.
But do you think that this is, of course, a very confusing situation for Pakistan? What should they do? Should they actually go ahead? Because they want the funds from United States. At the same time, they also want to condemn the attack on Iran. So this is, of course, a very catch-22 situation for Pakistan.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Hopefully, it'll be very difficult for Munir to now talk about, the Nobel Peace Prize after they bombed the hell out of Iran. But, the sad part is, as you yourself said, this is not the first time the US has bombed Iraq, has bombed Afghanistan, has bombed a row of countries. In fact, I think the debate in the US is whether Trump has the powers to do this, the war powers to do this or not, which earlier presidents have not bothered about it either. They go ahead and do whatever they want.
Okay.
If this escalates, if, like I said, China and Russia decide to step in, which as of now doesn't seem likely, but again, I'm saying if this goes on, this could escalate, then things will take a very, very different turn. Then Pakistan has to choose US or China. It cannot do both.
Absolutely. Then it is going to be, of course, a very tricky situation for Pakistan if the situation is going to escalate. Many thanks, Tara Karta, for joining with us and sharing your perspective. With that, we are going to slip into a